Today's episode, you're going to see two skirts. One is for my mother, one is for myself. They are not made from a skirt pattern, but from a pants pattern. And mine actually, it's an upcycle of sorts of one of the garments I've made myself 2 years ago. So yeah, a whole new look. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing. And today I have a super cool transformation to share with you. There's two approaches to what I've done, which is basically turned pants into skirts. One is the ones that you'll see in the DIY type of thing where you just unrip the crotch and try it on and just go with the flow and sew those center seams, the front and the back, without any technical bits in there, no pattern, that sort of thing. And I have done that in the past. But if you know the content of my channel, because you've never seen that type of content here, I do not prefer that method of just going with it. I prefer using patterns and having everything match up and knowing exactly that the seams are straight, that the hips are going to fit, all those things. So I'm going to show you one easy way to transform a really nice pair of pants into a nice skirt, keeping all the features, the same type of waistband, the same type of zipper, the pockets, all that lovely fit that we've already known. It's just that it's a skirt now, which makes it super easier to sew and also easy to fit. Now, the pattern I've chosen to do this is the Largo Cargos from Love Notions. Largo Cargos are the Feature Friday pattern, and so they have an amazing price, only $6 just today, Friday. Grab them using my affiliate link. I'll leave it at the top of the comment section and also in the description box. When you click on the link, it goes straight to the website. If you do purchase, I do receive a small commission from Tammy, who owns and designs at Love Notions. It is one of the ways I make an income creating helpful content here on YouTube. So always super grateful if you use my link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. This was released in 2023, and back then I made two pairs, both in linen, one pink and one red. Now, back then, when the pattern was released, I was sewing a size 18. Right now, I'm a size 12 waist, 14 hips in Love Notions. So the pants are not really fitting me well. And it's so many sizes that I can't just keep taking them in without actually deforming them. So my mom helped me and she unpicked my pink pair of pants that I'd sewn before so I could just remake them into a skirt. Perfect. My mom chose from my stash a really nice stretch denim, super stretchy denim, so I could make her one too. The Largo Cargos are not designed to be made in stretch wovens or stretch denim. I always knew that. I always knew it was going to feel a little looser on her, that was going to feel just more comfortable, basically, which is all what my mom is about. She's in her 70s and she just wants comfort above all. She doesn't want things tugging and being tight at her waist. Anyway, she just wants to feel comfortable, and I totally get it. So I'm doing the same hack for my mom's skirt and my skirt. We're sewing different sizes. My aim is to have a semi-fitted, pushing to fitted, because linen, when you wear over time, over the day, the fibers relax, ends up fitting looser at the end of the day. It's sort of what happens to denim as well. So I'm aiming for a more fitted skirt. For mom, I'm aiming for a slightly looser fit. And I'm going to be transforming the pattern pieces. Now for mom, this is the first time I'm going to be using the full belly option that Love Notions has on some of the patterns. I've never had to use it because my waist and my hips sort of fall within the same size. But mom, if I plot her measurements down on the regular body measurements chart, her waist would be a size 14 into a 10 hip, which makes it harder to blend more sizes there. But with the full belly option, it gives you 2 extra inches of ease there. I actually only have to blend from a 12 waist to a 10 hip. I'm showing you the charts here so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you are in that situation where your waist is 1 or 2 sizes or even 3 sizes above your hip, you would have an amazing result with the full belly option, and it would all fit nice and smoother and perfect. Full belly option done for you, perfect. So it's the first time I'm using it for her, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to blend the 2 sizes on the pattern pieces and how I'm going to transform, just straighten everything out, make sure the hips fit, and just easy peasy make it into a skirt. So let's see a bit of pattern work. It's super easy, very easy. These are the Largo Cargos for my mom. I didn't actually print out or tape the whole leg down below because I want to make a skirt out of this. It's a skirt that will be around the mid-knee. So that's why you don't see the full leg. I'm going to show you how you can turn a well-fitting pair of pants into a skirt. If you like all the features, the type of waist finish, the pockets, everything can stay the same. It's just that you're not going to have a crotch. You're just going to have a straight seam there. So let's start from the easiest part, which is blending the waist. I have the full belly option. I have two sizes here, 10 and 12. Size 10 is the one that's going to be for her hips and 12 for her waist. So I have two sizes here. What I've done here is measure 8 inches down, which is usually where the highest part of the hip is for a lot of people. That's at least for my mom right there. So that is that measurement there. That's the dashed line. So that's where I'm going to blend to. So it's very easy. There's not much difference between these two. I'm just going to start about an inch from the line there and just start going in slightly to the size 10 right there, and then the rest is going to be a size 10. I'm going to take the reference mark that's here for size 12 here, and this is actually the seam line that we have for the zipper, from that little dash to this little dot. This is for size 12, and I'm going to just take this line straight down, and this is going to be a center front seam here. There's going to be no crotch. So this is how we're going to get rid of the crotch section for the front, which is easier to modify than the back, but it's all doable. There. So this part of the pants is no more. Over here, I'm going to straighten this out so it doesn't come in. So from here, which is the length of the skirt that I want, I've measured, it's going to be around the knee notch there. I'm going to measure out there, and then I'm going to join the hip over here, and it's just going to be a little straighter there. And how do I know the length? Because I measured and my mom knows exactly the length that she needs. So that is that length I have here. This is the back piece. That is the back crotch right there. Again, I have marked the height of the fullest part of the hip, which from here down is approximately 8 inches. Can be 7, 8, 9, depends on you. Same over here. I'm going to blend from the 12 to the 10 over here. Just slightly. I'm going to start about 1.5 inches down so that I make sure that all this section is 12. And then I start going into the 10. It's very slight. Over here, I'm still going to keep the 12 there. And now we don't want all of this, obviously. I'm going to bring my front piece so that I have something that's equivalent and that I know that is going to fit the hips. So I'm going to put this right here on top, fold away this, and I'm going to make a line right here. So over here, I'm going to have a slight curve to match up that line that I marked here. If I measure from here to there, from there to there, I'm going to have the same width as the front. If I multiply this times 4, it's going to be larger than the hip so that you have the ease that you need. So make sure you check that. We're just basically getting rid of the crotch because it's not pants anymore. So here, I'm just going to blend this line in here slightly, and I'm going to come out to there. So it's going to have a slight bit of a curve right there. But that's fine. It's going to fit fine. Make sure it's straight down. I have some references here that I'm guiding myself with. And then here at the bottom on the side, I also brought it up, and I'm going to join it up straight, going down like that. Doesn't turn out completely straight. Almost. Here are my pieces. This is the front, this is the back. Now, I asked my mom where she wants a little slit. I think it's more comfortable if you have a straight skirt just so you can walk better. And I'm going to add one at the center back. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra seam allowance here at the bottom, and I'm going to do a simple slit right there, nothing special. I take my time when I'm doing hacks like this to make sure, double check everything's correct. I don't want to just rush through this and cut the fabric. And I found one little error that I'd made that I didn't add seam allowance to. And it was here. When I drew the seam line, that's marked there. That's where you saw the pants, the crotch came here. I drew the straight line down from the seam line and just cut it there below the zipper extension. I actually had to add 3/8 seam allowance there. So I just fixed what was missing. You can see that red line I drew. I just added paper, and I have 3/8 seam allowance right there so that I can actually sew that. Otherwise, this wouldn't have matched up. So make sure if you're following along to correct that. I also added to my center back a little bit extra. I added 1¼ inches here for 5 inches so I can have a little slit at the center back. All I'm going to do is sew up to there and then just open it up and just have extra seam allowance. It'll be a simple slit. For this one, because I want to keep the curve similar, I added 5/8 of an inch here on the side. But because this was the back and had a different angle, it ends up being about 1¼ inch extra. So just make sure everything makes sense. Remember, it's a skirt. It should be sort of straight down. It's not going to match the angles of the leg shape necessarily. What is important is that stays the same. The fit of the waist stays the same over there. So now I'm ready to work with these. Here is the front skirt. I've done the patch pockets, I've done the zipper. The zipper is the same as I show you in the tutorial about the Largo Cargos. It's just that there's no crotch, but it's the same. Instead of sewing a little crotch, you just sew a center front seam. Now, I was always open to the idea of not doing the cargo pocket on the side. I wasn't actually sure if it was going to fit the length of the skirt, and I think it's not going to fit. I'm going to do a hem here that's about 1 inch. And this would end up almost at the hem. It would look strange and it would be sort of unpractical, I think. For the pants, it's great. I wish it would fit there because it would be something cool. I had enough fabric to cut it out and everything, so I think this is not going to happen. That's fine. So this is the front. I have already sewn the back as well. Back, the center back seam. I've got the patch pockets there, the darts. I've done my little slit. It's all very simple. And now I'm just going to sew side seams and then work on the facing in the same way that you would do the pants. It's just that this is a skirt. But it doesn't differ from anything that you saw in my tutorial where I show you how to do the zipper with the facing. It's all the same at the top. I've almost finished this one, and let me show you how stretchy this is. It's really stretchy. So I always knew that there was a possibility that the skirt might feel looser overall, which is absolutely fine. Mom's all about comfort. And I also thought the waist might feel looser, even though it measures what it's supposed to measure. If this was woven, it would fit perfectly. So one thing that we came up with to make it more comfortable is to just put elastic on the back, just to give the waist a little more firmness without it being tight. The feature that this has with the facing makes this so easy. All I did was unstitch a little bit here on the sides of the facing. I'd already top stitched it down. I've measured the elastic that's going to be good. It's half her waist minus 2 inches. And I'm just going to thread it through here, through this opening that I have, and catch it right there. This is a super easy solution. It's not something unseen. I mean, we've all sewn flat front elasticated back things. So this is just one way that this is going to be more comfortable, and it's still going to look nice and neat. Okay, so on this side, I have the elastic coming forward towards the front by about 1/4 inch there. And right in the seam, right there, of the skirt, I'm going to stitch in the ditch, and it'll never be seen, and it'll catch the elastic inside. Now that this side is done, it looks super neat. I'm going to keep threading the elastic through until it comes out through here. It's barely going to be gathered. When she wears it, it's going to end up nice and smooth. Okay, so there it is. It's not a lot, but it is going to help her feel that the waist is firmer without it feeling overall loose. You saw that I make mistakes, so it wasn't a mistake. It was just an oversight. I would have caught the mistake eventually, and I did catch the mistake about 2 or 3 minutes later. Added that seam allowance that you saw there. So make sure you add that seam allowance to the center front underneath the fly extension, and you'll be okay. That is all. I sewed it just as I did my Largo Cargos. It's just that there's no crotch, but all the rest is the same. I thought that maybe the cargo pocket that was on the side was not going to fit the length of the skirt. I wasn't too sure. But I cut it anyway because I had enough fabric. it ended up not working and I didn't use it. But I had all the same pattern pieces, you know, the front, the back, all the things. The final decision about doing the elastic on the back was when she tried it on. Now, I know that if this was a linen or a denim or something woven, this would have fit really perfectly at the waist. But because this is a stretch denim and it's super stretchy, I decided to go with flat front elasticated back hack. And it was so easy to do. You saw how I did that. And this is how that turned out. It's only a little bit of gathering there. It keeps her skirt up really nice. It gives her, you know, that flexibility for, you know, when things happen like bloating and whatever, and you just don't have the same waist, it's always going to work. And at the front, it looks really nice and smooth. I did the same zipper that I do all the time. The patch pockets are here. You can see that I don't have enough space for the cargo pocket. It would have looked really cool though, but I had to discard that. At the back, we have patch pockets here. Now, this took about 2.5 hours to sew. Compared to the pants, it would have taken at least an hour more. And it turned out really nice. Let me show you from the inside. It's all super neat. I have the seams pressed open. At the beginning, I always take my time to just serge everything I need to. At the back, we have a little slit right there. Super simple, just extra seam allowance and top stitch down. Nothing complex about that slit. And the center back seam is pressed open, as you can see. This is the front where the zipper is, the shield, nothing changed. The facing technique was all so nice to do. I'd done it before, of course, so everything was really familiar to me, even though I'd done it a couple of years ago. So love doing this. Let's see this one on my mom. Here is my mom's Largo Cargo skirt hack in a stretch denim. It's nice and loose. You saw what I did to the pattern pieces. It's just like she wants it, super comfortable. All the pockets are there, facing finish. It's awesome. You can see the patch pockets on the front, patch pockets on the back. I did an elastic back hack there so it could feel a little firmer. We always knew that the stretch denim was going to feel a little looser, and that's what she wants. It's all about comfort here, and I'm so happy. I know she's going to wear this skirt for a very long time. I blended from a size 12 to a 10 hip using the full belly option, which made for a smoother blend from waist to hips. If I'd used the regular option, I would have had to blend from 14 waist to 10 hips. So this is awesome. I really love how it looks. After I show you mine on, we do have a clip of us together. I think it's so nice to have those memories there. But check out mine. So this is my Largo Cargo pink pants in the past. They were much longer. The legs, they're gone. I'm going to use that for something else. But up here on the top, everything's the same patch pockets, the same original zipper. The facing was unpicked sort of up to here on both sides. All around, it was left there because that was actually what takes the longest to do. So I wanted to keep that. And then all the rest was resized. Basically, I pressed everything really nicely, put my new pattern pieces on top. I did the same modifications I did with my mom's skirt. It's just that mine was just a size 14. That's it, no blending. And it turned out really well. I top stitched the back, straightened it out, did the double row of top stitching to keep it all consistent. I did the same here, picked up here where the crotch was and just straightened it down. Now, my skirt ended up a little tapered in and I didn't have enough fabric to sort of do that little outie thing that you do through the hem. So my hem doesn't pull. I have it like this on the inside. So it's sort of partially open and that releases the tension from the sides. I have that on both sides. That's a little trick that you can do if you can't really true your hem. This could happen with shorts or pants or anything you're trying to hem after the fact. You can't really fix that because there's no more fabric. So that's what I did to mine so that the hem looks smooth and it's great. Look, one thing I had to sew again were the back patch pockets. I did remove those because I resized everything. If I had left them on, they would have ended up, they wouldn't have ended up centered. So I had to sew those on again. But no worries, this skirt took all of 1 hour to sew up. Between cutting and sewing, 1 whole hour. I put a timer. I timed that. I had my goal for 1 hour and I achieved it. So it turned out super nice. Now this pink is hard for me to style. I don't have any things that go with it. I felt self-conscious having pink pants. It's not usually what I wear, but having a pink skirt, it just changes the whole picture. So let's see this one on style 2 ways. This is my Largo Cargo skirt hack. I had sewn these originally in 2023 when they were released. Back then I sewed a size 18. Right now I'm a size 14 and I think it's just too much to just take in and keep taking in the pants. My mom helped me seam rip them. I kept the zipper, of course, and the facing only in the center front, and then the rest I reconstructed. You saw what I did with my mom's skirt. I did the same process on my pattern piece and just laid them there because it was quite a few sizes difference. I had quite a lot of space of fabric to play with. So now I have a gorgeous pink skirt. I love it paired with navy. I think this goes perfectly. It is a hard color for me to style. I've made it fit my body perfectly here. It's not too tight, it's not too loose. I love it. Super comfortable. There's nothing better than the facing finish that we have in here. It's just so comfortable. I have the same patch pockets on the front and the back, but I had to lose the patch pocket that went here because I didn't really have enough space on the skirt. I'm so happy I did this. I'm gonna get so much wear out of this pink skirt. I did have difficulties with the pink pants. I thought it just wasn't my style that much. And I'd only worn them twice, I think, in the last 2 years. So if it wasn't working, why not fix it? We have the skills and it's a lot of fun to do things like this. I found the cutest way to dress up my Largo Cargo skirt hack. Absolutely love this. Leopard print on the top in neutral tones in gray. It would match any color bottom. So I've taken this one that's harder for me to style. I don't have any things that go with it and I think this is perfect. The silhouette is great. This is the Oakley vest sewn in a non-traditional way. I've got facings and buttons. It's so nice. I love the length of the top, the length of the skirt together. I've got the gray heels. This would be a church outfit for me. Now let's see Mom and I together with our skirts. Here are both of us together. You can see the styles are different even though it's the same pattern. My mom's skirt has a lot more ease. It's much more comfortable for her. It's what she wanted. I like closer fitting things. Also consider that I have linen. As you wear it, the fibers start relaxing and at the end of the day, your garment can end up looser than what you expected. So that's why mine is nice and semi-fitted. I like it like that. My mom loves it loose. We both have it above the knee and we're really gonna love these. You would never know the pattern came from a pair of pants, but if you like the waist finish and everything, the pockets, why not? It's so much fun. See that they look pretty different, although it's the same pattern. You know, the objectives here are different in the feet. We both wanted different things. Mom wanted a looser skirt. I wanted a tighter skirt. Hers is stretchy, mine is not. So everyone has their own goals when sewing. The best thing is that we can achieve them. I try to tick everything for my mom when I sew for her. Everything she wants, I do it because I want her to be super happy. And she really appreciates it. She keeps the things that I make her for years. She's got stuff in her closet that are like 25 years old that I made in my teens. So I know I put a lot of effort because I know she's going to keep it and wear it and love it as much as I enjoyed making it. Here we go. 2 lovely Largo Cargo skirts. Loved making them. Love the features of the pants. Why not have skirts? I thought it was really fun and it's not a hard process. If you want to have some fun with your sewing, give this a go. Practice on scraps first, see how you like it, and you can have so many possibilities now with your pants. I would not do this with pants that are meant to be super fitted. I would only transform pants into skirts when they're straighter leg and wider. That works for skirts, but if they taper in close to the thigh, it's not gonna work. So just keep that in mind and I hope you have a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out this pattern. Feature Friday, always a great price. That's all from me. I'll see you again next week on this channel with more sewing. Bye.